Welcome to Focus on Abilities, a program about issues affecting the lives of people with disabilities. My name is Lex Frieden. I'm Professor of Health Information Sciences and Rehabilitation at the University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston. And I'm Senior Vice President at TIER Memorial Hermann Hospital. I'll be your host for today's program. We've got a very interesting, very good program for you today, and I have a guest who I'm eager to introduce to you. But before I do, I want to ask you a question. This is a question that we'll answer before the end of today's program. How many people in 5 have a disability? Approximately how many people out of 5 have a disability? We'll answer the question before the end of today's program. Now, it's a real honor and a privilege for me to introduce our guest today, who is Tajauna Arnold. Tanya, welcome to Focus on Abilities.
Thank you very much for having me today, Lex.
Now, Tanya, you direct a program called EasyLiving Home Texas, and we want to talk about that program, but before we do, I'd like for folks to know a little bit about you. You're employed at TIER Memorial Hermann Hospital at the Independent Living Research Utilization Program. How many years have you worked there?
I have been at ILRU since 1991. I started there on a project called, it was the Robert Wood Johnson project, and I was on that project for about 6 years, and then I was fortunate enough to be moved to another incredible project that ILRU still has, and that's the Southwest DIBTAC, which stands for Disability and Business Technical Assistance Center. And on that project, I was fortunate enough to provide technical assistance and training to businesses, people with disabilities, so on and so forth, on the Americans with Disabilities Act.
And then you moved to the EasyLiving Home Texas program.
Yes.
EasyLiving Home Texas is it's a relatively new program. Tell us about it.
It is definitely a new program. It is, we're just started in our 4th year. And this is a project that is very near and dear to my heart, and I was really excited when they asked me to be the program director because, again, it is something that's close to my heart. It is a visitable home program, and what that means is that individuals with disabilities are able to visit homes where the builders and or remodelers have incorporated minimum accessible features into the home, thereby making it visitable.
But we're not talking about homes that people just sort of randomly wander up to and visit, or homes on a home show or whatever. We're talking about homes that people build for themselves so that they can use them if they become disabled, or so that disabled family members can come and actually visit them.
Right, absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why this project is so near and dear to my heart, is because, as I mentioned, I have been at ILRU for many years, and with that I have friends, of course, who have disabilities. So about 7 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, I was having a home built, and because I have friends with disabilities, I asked the builder if it would be possible to incorporate some accessible features so that they could visit me in my home. If I had a party or something like that, they could come. And it was really interesting, but I was also somewhat shocked because what this individual did was he went to a file drawer and he went to the very, very back and he pulled out 2 pages of items that I could have added to my home in order to incorporate accessible features. Now, had I not, been in the industry, not had friends and family with disabilities, I would have never known to have asked. And so with that, I was able to pick out what I wanted in my home, and those features were incorporated. And it was fabulous because anytime I had a party, I was able to invite anybody that I wanted to invite, and they could come and they could enjoy themselves, not worry about, how much they drank, or, if it would be easy for them to get in and out of the home, anything such as that.
Not worry about how much they drank.
I'm talking about sodas and things like that.
But you're also talking about the fact that your home had a bathroom door that was wide enough for me to get through in a wheelchair, or somebody else who used a wheelchair, right?
Yes, absolutely. And it was incredible. And, you know, other people that would just come in, if they were not familiar with disability, they would just think of it as, wow, you have a really large bathroom, or wow, you know, your home is easy to, you know, get through, or so on and so forth, traverse. But for me, I knew the difference. And it was fabulous. So with that, I had a little bit of background, you know, personal background, and so when this project came to ILRU and they were working on it, I was very excited about it. And things just kind of ensued to where I eventually became the program director.
Now, Tanya, the 2 pages that the builder showed you,
Yes.
they had a lot of add-ons, adaptations, and so on. I mean, did they, in retrospect now, knowing what you know, having worked on this program, was it a complete list? I mean, that builder was really ready for you.
The builder was really ready for me and anyone else who would walk in and ask for those features. It is knowing to ask. Because it's not something that I have found that builders would go ahead and just advertise. For whatever reason.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, but in the list now, was there a big price tag on all those items when you wanted to add them?
At the time there were, yes. Because again, it wasn't as, you know, now universal design and minimum accessible features are more popular. Back then it wasn't.
So, well, I'll give an example. For example, I know that the standard back then, I think, for a bathroom door was 28 inches wide. And it wasn't typical that somebody would have a 30, 32, or 36-inch door on a bathroom, so those frames were perhaps more expensive than a standard 28 at the time. Now that's changed because the larger door frames are more in demand and required in most public buildings, at least.
Right. Again, at the time, even the 36-inch door for a home wasn't standard. So that was something that, even though it was available, it was something they had to special order. And then they had to incorporate the idea of, okay, now if the door swings in, you know, is that going to impede upon the accessibility that I was looking for? So in my case, the door had to swing out, which I was fine with, you know, so it actually worked.
That's the bathroom door.
That was the bathroom door, yeah.
Tanya, the builder, once he gave you the options and you decided you want them, did they know how to do it? I mean, did the contractor, the people who were actually building the house, know how to incorporate those things, or was it like the first time they ever did it?
If they didn't know, the contractor didn't say anything. You know, there were a couple things that they would have to go back and redo. But no, for the most part, it was pretty simple. Again, there's a lot more knowledge now than there was, you know, 7 years ago. But for the most part, it was generally pretty simple.
So you had a good experience?
Yes, I did have a good experience, but I wanted to add one thing that has happened since then is that I had to sell the home because I wanted to move to a different part of Houston. I moved from Spring to Sugar Land, and so because I had lived in a visitable home and because I, you know, still have friends with disabilities, I wanted to find another home that was visitable. I didn't want to rebuild, but I wanted to find another home that was visitable.
Okay, hold it right there. We're going to maintain the suspense. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back to Tanya's amazing adventure in home buying. Please stay with us. There'll be more focus and abilities in a minute. Welcome back to Focus on Abilities. I'm Lex Frieden, your host, and we're here today with Tajauna Arnold from the EasyLiving Home Texas program at Tier Memorial Hermann. And Tanya, you were telling us before the break about your new home. You had a nice home that you had built so that it was accessible, visitable, and then you moved looking for a new home. What happened?
Well, there aren't any visitable homes out there. And so, again, that's what keeps this program near and dear to my heart is the fact that one of the things that we've been able to add is that now remodeled homes can be certified as well.
So when you went to find a new home, you weren't going to build a home this time. You were going to try to buy an already an existing home. You shopped and shopped for one that your friends could use, where the bathroom door is wide enough and the front door they could get in, and you really never did find a suitable solution.
Correct. You could find homes that had like maybe a zero-step entry, but the bathroom wouldn't be accessible.
And the solution to that then is to, after you've bought the home, go back and remodel it yourself.
Yes, that is the solution, and that's something that we'll be doing. Again, because I have friends with disabilities, but I also have family, in-laws who are getting older and so on and so forth. So, you know, we also have to think about ourselves. And so that's something that we will be doing. The difference is that now a retrofit is most likely going to cost, I would say, $10,000 to $15,000 versus had it been done originally, it may have cost the builder and or us $500.
Now, that's a very good point. But before, when we talked 7, 8 years ago, when you built your home, builders were not accustomed to providing these features. Yours did, and it cost you some substantial amount of additional money. But now, because the supplies are more readily available and people are doing that more often, asking for that benefit, then the price is not significantly higher for an accessible home, or a visitable home at least, when you build one now.
Correct. Right now, the price to, or the cost to make a home visitable in new construction is usually $500 and or less.
And what does that include, Tanya? We're talking about visitability. Now, I don't know that that means full accessibility, but I'd like you to tell us.
It does not mean full accessibility. What it means is that individuals with disabilities can visit the home. They would not necessarily be able to live in the home without additional modifications being made, but because of the way the homes are built and or renovated, it would be much less expensive and a lot easier to add the accessible features. But what it includes is, first and foremost, a zero-step entryway, as well as an accessible path to be able to get into the entryway. So, for example, if the home is built on a slope, then what some builders will do is that they will make the garage door from the garage into the home, that will be the zero-step entryway, and the individuals would be able to use the garage to be able to get in instead of the driveway.
When you say zero-step, you mean a level entrance?
It's a level entrance, yes. It's a ½ inch or less. So that's first and foremost, being able to get into the door. Once you're able to get inside, then we ask that there be a level first floor that includes an entertainment room, which is usually the living room and or a den, access to the kitchen, a sleeping room, and one accessible bathroom. And it's actually, when we say accessible, a lot of people will think ADA, but it's not the same dimensions. It's just being able to have maneuverable space in front of the tub and or shower, the commode, and the sink.
So it's nearly accessible. It'd be fine for somebody to come and spend a night or a weekend with you, but it's probably not all the features you would want if you were disabled and living there.
Correct. That's absolutely true. But if you do not have a disability, you really, all you notice is that it's much more spacious. You don't hit your elbows on the doorways when you're walking through. So, for example, you're carrying groceries, or you're pushing a baby carriage. Say your baby's sleeping and you don't want to wake the baby in order to, get the baby up and take them and put them in the crib. So you're able to just push the baby carriage through the zero-step entryway without any bumps to wake the baby. And then also the doorways are wider, so you're able to push the stroller wherever it is that you need the stroller, to go, whichever room.
But I mean, you pointed out carrying groceries as you walk into the kitchen and so on. You don't bump your elbows.
Exactly.
And these are features that are not requiring more square footage in the house. They're just design features.
Absolutely. That's all it is. It's just a change of mindset and adding the design features. And again, if it's someone who does not have a disability, most likely all they're going to notice all they will notice is the spaciousness until or unless they become disabled and or they have friends and or family who become disabled. And now all of a sudden they see that grandma or grandpa can come in and visit for Thanksgiving or Christmas and be able to utilize the home.
It's one of those things you don't think about. Last weekend I was in Galveston, and some friends invited us over to their home for a little reception, and they didn't realize it and we didn't know it until we got there, and there's a step in front of the house. And well, you know, our hosts were sorry, but they also were clever, and they found some plywood in the garage and put it up. We got in the step, and then I realized that I wouldn't be able to avail myself of all the refreshments because the doorway to the bathroom was too narrow. So we stayed long enough to greet everyone and then had to excuse ourselves. These are things you really don't think of until they come up, and now I suspect my friend's probably trying to figure out how to widen the bathroom door. But you know, if we plan ahead, we can do these things. That's what Easy Living Home Texas is all about. People can call you. How do they reach you if they want to know more about visitability? And if there's a builder who wants to know more about it, how do they reach you?
Well, they can call me at 713-520-0232, extension 112. That's my office. They can also go to our website, which is www.easylivinghome.texas.org. And they can either email or look at the information and call me, whatever they would like.
Now, this is a free service, right?
Well, I wouldn't say it's free. For the builders, they would need to become member builders, because what goes along with the program is that we certify that the home actually meets these qualifications. Because there are a lot of builders out there, especially with the baby boomer population being as large as it is right now, there are a lot of builders out there who are incorporating some of these features and saying that their home is visitable. But in order for it to be truly visitable, they need to incorporate all the features. And so what our program does is that we certify, we provide a seal of approval, if you will, saying that the home does meet these requirements.
Okay, there's a small fee for that.
Yes.
But for somebody who's a consumer, somebody who's looking for a home,
there's no fee.
No charge at all. www.easylivinghometexas.org or call Tanya at 713-520-0232.
Yes.
I want to talk more about what you can do when they call, and we'll do that right after this break. You all please stay tuned. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back to Focus on Abilities again. I'm Lex Frieden, and we're here with Tajauna Arnold. Tanya, you're responsible for Easy Living Home Texas, and you have an opportunity to meet lots of builders. I know you go to builder shows and you promote the program all over the state. How many builders do you have involved in the program right now?
Right now, we have homes that are certified all throughout the state of Texas, primarily in the Dallas area, El Paso, Austin.
And these are builders who have subscribed to the program, paid a small fee in order to have their homes reviewed and certified, and then they can legally advertise that they're marketing and selling visitable homes. You do that one by one? Yes,
absolutely. That's one of the selling points for this program for builders, is that right now it is a niche, especially with the housing economy the way that it is. It is an opportunity to promote the fact that they offer visitable homes, and not only do they offer them, but also that these homes are certified. Right. And so that kind of adds some authenticity.
Who are looking for those homes?
Well, everybody should be looking for Easy Living homes, because again, they're homes that benefit anyone, whether you're a first-time home buyer, whether you're a baby boomer, or whether you're somewhere in between. We have now what's called the sandwich generation, which are couples who may still have young children in the home, but are also taking care of their elderly parents. And so for them, the homes also need to be accessible or have some accessible features in order for them to be able to move the parents into the home if that's something they choose to do. But also with a young child, who knows, they could break a leg or, end up temporarily on crutches or a wheelchair or something such as that. Or even, we have the weekend athletes they may end up on crutches or in a wheelchair. And so with that, they want to be able to still be able to come home and traverse their home.
I would assume, however, that the population that's most interested are those who are approaching retirement and realizing that more than half of people over 65 have a disability.
There are 72 million baby boomers in the United States right now. So they are the market that builders are definitely targeting. And so with that, again, this is one of the ways that they can reach out to those home buyers and offer them something that the home buyers need. So it's really a win-win situation for both. The builder gets their home buyers, and the home buyers get homes that they will be able to live in regardless of what happens in their lives.
And I asked you at the beginning of the show the question that I asked, and I hope everybody by now has got the answer. It's 1 person out of 5 in the United States approximately has a disability, 1 in 5, and these are people who obviously will need that accommodation at some point if they own a home, if they occupy a home, if they lease a home, and the demographics are even more clear for aging people. 50% of people over 65 have a disability, a mobility impairment of some kind, and they will need these accommodations. So, Tanya, there must be a growing demand for this program.
If there isn't a growing demand, there should be a growing demand. Again, these are homes that anyone can live in. And as I mentioned earlier, if you don't have a disability, you don't see the benefits until they're needed. But if you have family or friends, then it's something that they're able to come in and enjoy your home. I have another friend at church who is in a wheelchair, and when she heard the program that I was on, she was excited because she said, "Oh great, now I'll be able to go visit my friends and not have to take my own ramp." And so unfortunately it doesn't work that quickly, but it is something that we are working towards.
Now, Tanya, who sponsors this program? It's a great idea. I mean, I think it's a marvelous idea. Who sponsors the program?
Absolutely. This program would not be possible without the funding from the Texas Council for Developmental Disabilities. And they're based in Austin, and they have been providing the funding for this program for the past 4 years, and we're hoping that they'll help us a little bit longer.
It's the Texas Council for Developmental Disabilities. It's a state agency that uses federal and state funds, located in Austin, and they're the sponsor of the program. Well, good for them.
Yes.
Tanya, now, what are the next steps with the program? I guess get more builders, right?
Absolutely. What we would love to do is if we could get volume builders to become interested in having not only incorporating these features into their homes, but having the home certified, etc.
So most of the builders that you have now are custom builders.
They're all custom builders.
And what you want are the tract builders, the builders that get a huge parcel of land and build many homes almost simultaneously. You'd like for some of them, and you think it's probably a prudent thing, some of them actually or all of them.
Absolutely. I know of 2 builders offhand. One already builds for the 50-plus community, and I had been through their homes a few years back and know that they already incorporate most of these features. So it would be very simple to partner with them and to certify their homes. I also know of another builder who has taken a huge initiative with the Iraqi war veterans that are coming home and helping them out. And so again, this would be a great situation for them as well if they would incorporate this into more of their homes, so that you would not have to be an Iraqi war veteran in order to live in the fabulous floor plans that they must be doing.
And actually to have their home certified, so that home buyers, and the certification stays with the home. I mean, if you sell your home, it's good for you as selling your own home later on to be able to say to prospective buyers, look, you're inheriting here a certified visitable home. And it's very easy, as you pointed out, if you become disabled and need to live in the home, to make just a few more minor modifications, and it's 100% accessible.
Absolutely. And what I found is that what the builders will do is their first home may only incorporate the minimum features that we ask. Their next home will incorporate a little bit more because they see how easy it is.
Okay, and how inexpensive it is for the home buyer. Okay, one more time, Tanya. To reach you, they can go on the web to www.easylivinghome.texas, no spaces, no dots,
Correct.
easylivinghome.texas.org, O-R-G. And they can call you at 713-520-0232. What's your personal extension?
Extension 112.
Extension 112. Tajauna Arnold, Easy Living Home, Texas. Tanya, are there people out there, you have an advisory group that we probably need to acknowledge?
Yes, there is an advisory group that is there to help the builders if the builders have questions or anything like that, and also to help me. But on our advisory group, we have a professor of architecture from A&M. We have builders and other smart individuals to help in regards to making this a bigger and better project.
Great. Tanya, thanks so much for what you're doing here.
Thank you very much, Lex. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, we appreciate you telling folks about Easy Living Home Texas today on the program, and hope you'll come back another time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I want to thank all of you for watching this program on HTV. Our guest today has been Tajauna Arnold from Easy Living Home Texas and ILRU program at Tier Memorial Hermann Hospital. I'm your host, Lex Frieden, and we want, again, to thank all of you for watching and tell you to tune in next time because we'll have another great program on Focus on Abilities, and we hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.